can any atheist answer me this simple question? Let's take a look. All right, so there's some stupid music. We'll just mute it because it's all text. And then he's gonna show us these fucking hilarious memes that he couldn't even crop right. Yeah, I mean, like, you fucking put this meme in here. Hey, you cut off the meme, bro. Can't even see the full T over there. All right. Oh no, questions plague me. Head in the sand. Head in the sand. Plug the ears up. Don't want to hear it. Avoiding the question. Why do so many atheists want there not to be a God, and why do so many atheists constantly say there is no evidence for God? All right, so let me just answer those in order. So there's actually two questions there. It's not one question, as you claimed. So the first question is, why do so many atheists want there not to be a God? I really wouldn't give a shit. I mean, like, I don't have any sort of special, like, I hope there's no God. I just don't think there is one. If there was a God, I mean, like, if I had a choice, like, if someone was like, all right, so you can choose between a godless, uncaring universe, or you can have a universe with a God that loves you and wants to reward you with eternal life and favor and stuff. I mean, I think I'd take that universe. Be like, all right, yeah, I'll do that. I'll take the caring, loving God package, sure. So there's not this big impetus of, like, I mean, I wouldn't want the God of the Christian Bible. I mean, he seems like a total prick. But, you know, if we had, like, a generic loving God that all the hippies kind of talk about, yeah, I'd go for that. Why not? Seems nice. So the second question is, why do so many atheists constantly say there is no evidence for God? Because there isn't any. So a very simple answer to a very simple question. You have the right to say you don't accept the evidence, but to keep saying there is none is so childish and frustratingly uninformed, and limits an even basic debate or discussion from happening. For example, I am given the evidence for evolution over and over, and I admit what I am given is evidence. I just don't agree it points to evolution, and 100% disagree it's an airtight argument that most wannabe scientists portray it to be. I do admit I am given what the evolutionists consider evidence. It's like any court case. Evidence is presented and you decide what you believe, but both sides do present evidence, as is the case with the atheists and the Christians. The atheists say there is no evidence, even when shown there is. You can disagree with the evidence, but to keep saying there is none is so biased and played out and not factual and boring. At least debate the evidence, as I have with evolutionists, and quit saying there is none. It sounds foolish. Okay, so where is it? Like, I mean, you know, you think... I love these people that like to reference things but never explain what the fuck they're talking about. So your contention is that atheists dismiss the evidence for God as even being evidence, and yet you don't provide the evidence. Like, where is it? You would think that if you're going to say, hey, all these atheists are denying the evidence of God, you would think that that discussion would include you being like, such as this, this, and this. But you didn't do that. You know why? Because there isn't any fucking evidence. If there's evidence of God, why isn't it in this fucking video? Where is it? I don't know what you would say. Would you say the Bible is evidence of God? Would you pull some blind watchmaker bullshit on us? I mean, I don't know what your evidence for God is, so it's kind of hard to refute. But I also love the idea that this is like a court case. Like, his idea of what a court case is pretty fucking ridiculous too. It's like both sides present evidence, and then you decide what's true. I mean, I guess to some extent that's how it works. But I mean, like, if you go to a fucking, if you're on a jury and they have, you know, okay, well, the suspect's DNA is on the weapon and his semen was found at the scene, and, you know, carpet fibers on the victim's shirt match the carpet fibers in his van, and, you know, the victim's blood was found in his home, and, you know, all this other shit. Like, at some point, it's like, okay, this is not a matter of like, we got to decide. It's like, no, the evidence is incontrovertible. He's guilty. You know? And when it comes to evolution, it's the same way. The evidence that evolution is true is incontrovertible. The evidence that God is true is non-fucking existent. It's not there. I mean, it's just not. Most Christians, if you ask them to prove God, it's just like, well, it's in the Bible. It's like, okay, that's a book. There's a book that said there's another book called the Quran that has a totally different version of events. There's another book called the Bhagavad Gita that has a totally different version of events. There's tons of other little religious texts and cults and things out there that have their own fucking texts and documents about what the truth is. You know, anybody can write a book that says, hey, here's the truth. Doesn't mean it's fucking true. Doesn't matter how many people believe it. Doesn't matter if you sucker 1 million people or 1 billion people or 2 billion people. Doesn't matter if you sucker every person on earth. Writing it down and getting other people to believe it is not evidence. It's not up to people what's true and not true. You know? If everybody, I mean, there was a point in history where the majority of people thought tomatoes were poison. They're not. They're perfectly fine. You can eat a tomato. You know, in fact, we do it all the time. Pretty much every fast food hamburger you order has got a fucking tomato on it. At one point, people thought they were fucking poisonous. You know? So a bunch of people believing something is not evidence. A book, the fact that a book was written one time is not evidence. The fact that you can make some convoluted argument about every painting has a painter, therefore whatever, is not evidence. So, fuck you. Your question's stupid. And until you show me some evidence of God, you don't get to complain that I dismiss your evidence of God. And that's how that goes. If you like what you just saw, subscribe to my channel. It is law. Also, check out my podcast, or Satan will rise and rape your ass. Also, my mom's dog is sick, so contribute to her GoFundMe, you stupid prick. That's all.